government asesa amount for expectations are very high. Obi oha na de ne say aban ne sesan ya say John Mahama bana order sorry ya say all of a sudden the fan say near sesan overnight.
That's right.
Amamu enye magic. And now why open sesame then things will change. It doesn't happen like that. A process. You need to begin from somewhere. The journey to economic recovery, Alaska is very challenging. So you must be determined now what to do Nema before you get there. So the president is leading Nema Obayena by inspire the general populace to get along. Because don't forget, Akufo Addo 2016. Trust me. Ope President Kwaku Annan Ghana for dono pena 7 to the extent that kaya ye for kra munisika ti meji sika and the bar for the mano. Aboso kind for ejiji sika ye campaign in as a for mano. But as it got to a point he became the enemy of the state.
That's right.
Everybody know that people dislike him. People actually hated him. Why? Because of Abrabo Bonia or boy. And at some point that divergence the citizens were somewhere and the government was somewhere, no.
And that mislink, no.
Yes. Then you understand? So it means we are buying nebe yamawa. You need the collaboration of the people down there. So that linkage, and bring it at the synergy.
That's right.
Yes. Call pharmacology and abetias here. I do draw away. I never catch us 1 + 1 and 2. 1 + 1 to be more about 4.
Okay.
Because I could be a certain synergistic effect. I be potentiate the effect of the other. Now double. And this is citizens in the no ever cap president the no one. I think it will go well. At this time round I catch us President Mahama is different. The way a manner or yen and name. For instance, corruption tackling. I was very happy when he said, your friend says, you never saw
that's right.
Said national service personnel.
When you prelims,
okay.
And you be so,
we are masters. I think we will delve deeper into the issues, and I think I'm impressed, I must say, by the rest. And say this whole thing will benefit the entire Ghanaians, because right. Like I said, the whole essence of doing government politics is to ensure the marginalized in the society will have hope, not the affluent or more when government policies are tricked down to the average poor people on the ground. Now a more hope, livelihood, then you know yes, you have really done something. So I think that this particular thing will trigger down to people downwards. Feel the impact of how this government is going to go. Now collectively, we are building the Ghana that we want. They say President Mahama say we are building Ghana that we want, and I'm adding we are not just building Ghana we want. We are building Ghana of our own creation and of our own design. Once we design the color open we choose.
That's right.
Creation will be to make criteria, but with your own design, your own designation as a for no. We use effective specs and effective, and I think that is the kind of country we should build.
Right. That was Ivan Che Innocent. This takes us to 4:45 p.m. Alandiga Kwanza, incoming MC, walk out there.
Alaska, Namo.
Ashama, and this want to say,
in here. And one says, your body to the Ampunan Kumpobe, my Eja, why you be my, or my uncle. Wamamuja edi fusani ewemu. Wamaya papa His Excellency John Dramani Mama. Ne bosho shega na fonso no disu pepepe. Enra na e kama say the atmosphere so serene.
Emuda
ho no. Abotre akomapa odo tima e de more mine. And papa Idan in the midst of all. You never saw a wife going to attack somebody's personality.
So what are you insinuating?
I have no insinuating anything. I have no insinuating. Look at you just look at the environment. Mahama taking pictures with Afenyo Markins. Just look at as after all, at the end of the day, the display Papa, His Excellency John Dramani Mama and your mommy, Lordina Mama a display, and they say, look, governance is about what you are thinking, and it's about what I'm thinking. And what both of us I'm on manage my day. Akoso, as one dream and as one dream. I don't just at the end of the day, no, I was a tamful. And that is what was displayed over there. And so at the end of the day, no, for whatever reason.
I see Ghana's debt soars to 721 billion. ECG owes 68 billion. Cocoa board edit the account. So you share the state of the nation that baby I'll fan iffy.
But Annam said, but there be a casa governance and your bosom and I never ye na bay and quan as a najo. Minim wire there be an ajo mode musia governance and your court. And you know, you need to get people involved. And the only way to get people involved to know the ekom and the selbabe jinaho, then you tell people what is happening.
Okay.
That is the whole essence of this State of the Nation address. The thing is the State of the Nation address. Or Mayano, said the city informing people to know. And I think that he did quite well with the presentation. Sector by sector. He was able to tell Ghanaians, baby, are you free back? And where he intends to take us.
Okay.
And they say, I cannot send a city binder than a Jano Horno. Let people know. I can't daho. Na Chinam Kono, Bibi Kusia, Obia Makaza, Oba and Wabobu say.
Okay.
As some no okay, no, so and I'm saying no cranty, a fair position. I am moving at radios. What can't
for years.
Cocoa board. Any your friend saying
ECG.
And yeah, ECG po ECG power sector and as a
energy sector.
A car go so maybe catch us a cocoa board a cadan and not the figures number one thing and then as a forum. So this will give us a picture skill description of what our economy really entails. And the baby a Ghana Nigeria Siciano now going forward, you know, what who steps and then as a for oko na Ghana who say, hey, Papa Ibepa my send a city. Na otuana mombia you will be guided by things that happened in the past. So we have been making correct choices in as again. So we have Nema assign a course so in terms of spending any other area sika akwashia gune baby any se yedi sika ko na yatitam sika de ko ye kwan ya fa so ya hye oman sika ene funda na eda hodada. This sinking fund, what is our case? A sinking fund na over $200 million. And I dem Akufo Addo bank heritage no. Omokono $67,000.
And just what didn't you know?
Enra, metis asel me yamu shame. Sinking fund edaho near muya dia. You just cushion just to as a shock absorber and as for air corner. Ombeto over $200 million. Dollars in all corner $67,000 and a account and a Ghana CD account and also the answer 130 something. That chiro kwanya nipa no ba say ye be bo minus so my chese onje bi kura ho na ba 5 bibi. That is the real state of this country's economy. And then the buy no presentation here very essential. And I hope say the communication around it, you know, because the real state of this particular economy. Now, so we'll build it from there. You know, say you cannot afford to make a mistake. There can't be any misstep because my culture says mistakes. Ghanaians will not accept it. No amount of justification, explanation will justify mistake going forward. Because my culture says we are guided by the past mistake. Akufo Addo. So going forward, you know, decisions must be bold, must be decisive, and must be very pragmatic. And that is exactly how you need to proceed. So answer na betimi look the way forward, you know. So na name be as a straight in no you need to do and do it decisively. Alaska and this national service scandal na me be kan ho asem na bam.
That's right.
President say no atena se hu se microphone mu di sa adwirim dodo na adwane afuru kroma sai bra investigation was share so because amanfo asase e fere amanfo ebirum afa football ho ebirum afa niam bebre ho I the source of this country but then we dwane a enya nwanwa asset bia will be a president has directed say it should be traced and yem freezing no.
That's right.
Pending investigation obi anka say obi adisika bra na bayi wa no kwanya wutimi fa so a what's this nipa 80,000 ghost names and the best share your friend saying national service mayetu omoka but Alaska you see we must also go beyond nipa no mo yes no we also need to look at the institutional weakness na no me ka kire o what be say ho say everybody den and our institutions with overwhelming oversight responsibility one nipa na otu aka no hwanya controller
and accountant.
Enti obi asesa nsama ndi se bana wuti aka won so no verification be na wo ye because what he na yase me fa list bre na tu omo ka the mere fact say me the list abandazi means say me the buy ya tu aka you need to also hold further no we investigating who say nipa na wuti sika month bia no omo bank account o e fa na omo you need to do all this due process
and to a cartel
cartel no leverage on internal structural weaknesses in our governance system.
Very well.
What is here? Because there is a massive weakness that people are exploiting. Because my country as a criminals, you know, they only exploit weakness in the system. And to as a government, you know, you need to strengthen the institution. Because you can have the cartel at the national service, but controller and accountant general every month we are out ya can due diligence and follow up just to ensure that these people are there. Do you think come to me?
No.
Again, listen, no, Mrama who can say Yamfanko Parliament. Na Parliament who say Nipa do say and acquire national service. At the end of the day, no Nipa do say need to me deploy more. And this our list no to Parliament, you know. Say mayor NDC NPP politics na Afenyo Markins se muno mudi and na Kwabena TV far document to nanim and no yeah comparison compare we na at least and cardi be take na no say figures your body buy anyway adan okay to me the figure about say nipa 87,000 and na kwaye national service when you be buy house no 150,000 and
that's right.
So Parliament as an oversight responsibility documents yes am famra
I'm a failure
exactly. So we see it's good we punish these people, but say you're limiting it to the individuals. This cartel we'll be missing the larger point. But my country, I remember 2016, President Mahama as a charge individuals we at the same national service. This ghost name say by. So if 6 years after you see about BNI, it means our mind we are not growing. It means that there is a structural fundamental weakness. Ya embed ya lucky to your governance system, and that there is the need say yankasa as a country never take proactive measures near dealing with this thing. For more than there we say oh yeah
that's right.
Man so there are things that those who have assets as a fund because Alaska I like the decisiveness and the boldness because as president my culture said once you show weakness you are done
forever.
Yes, that is why I like the way I call very decisive, very pragmatic, giving instructions to various security agencies. Freeway. Now, no matter say, you say your friend is saying, papaya or now or Professor Kumfi Amia.
Sky train.
Sky train, Alaska. This is absolute nonsense. Now, no, me be say yet it is a train. Na ye nam so asase so no kwa ye nyabi. Na ye kwa kosi train nam wiem. Now, who will consider such a foolish idea? Says I'm no can no matter na yakofa sa na de num bi besi.
That's right.
Yes mpakadan yo se hwan. Sa train we Alaska do kwatena ma betenam. Train na wotima dede paka wasum. Hwan na kwatena de wem. And Ghana is not a village oh. A man for a transit from Ghana to Europe to America to way. People a man for far speed train. They know luxury. They know some of Niama Kesi Akoso. And your Obana Fano Quatransa Nadia Numuya Namaya Hurubosu ya. You call this thing train? Train how many no multimeter buy the fast assassin? Do not send no more buy. Then you are thinking about Sky Train. Campaign and I had this idea no man or no. Chrome Hakura and see her. I know the day we ended up paying $2 million.
Wabe Scándal Kokodi.
Alaska.
And on my chain.
Or more Majisica and Kobebia, or one or more Hayachedi.
That's right.
That is why this ongoing investigation is very, very important. And you see, we must be ruthless in dealing with corruption. When you are dealing with corruption, Alaska, you must be ruthless. Making sure, say, you are not just punishing a person. Now, you are sending a message, mixed signals to those outside and those within your government. Say you are resolve and commitment. So we dealing with issues of corruption, you know. Alaska is unwavering, and nothing will stop you. It will send message to people out there, and not their near masses. But yanyasa never yet. Your friends a 9-day wonder. Window dressing exercise. BNI freeway. After 1 month, after 2 months, now we come back to square one because people will draw motivations over say ya.
That's right.
So it should not just end here. I'm expecting, say, counting on the commitment of the president yesterday, he should follow through and make sure, say, individuals are a minor form, and for me, that is the most important thing. I gonna need be ashamed. Alaska, when him say President Mahama Timiji Ghana for Sika or Movia Memno, Wanya Shekra, some people will be okay. Yesika or Movia or Kruman or Gia non Kwampo. Now, Koda, some people will be happy.
That's right.
Because the amount of money are falling into wrong pocket. Nipa wedi says Kennedy Agyapong didn't say Munu Kroma say those monies could have been invested in other areas. Meno nkene ye metra mekande ye kan nkene ya put ultimate the life of man for and now to ania all first sector of our Ghanaian society, every single sector really under your friends a distraction. Which sector? And I bet me we are proud of education. Even the moral fabrics of our society is gone. So we need to strengthen these institutions and making sure that institutions become robust once again. And it's offer the Auditor General offer then internal mechanism, internal checks at the administrative at the agency level. Yan Tenasima will be na afesua yakofa Auditor General report nyansa bia nim. There must be internal mechanism ebe block the occurrences of those things. And then I just say yes, we are serious. Now what Tenasima for this kind we now the book kafuba I don't know there na can. These are some of the changes that we seek. So I think that what happened was very impressive. And that is something that I said on your show. I think that President Mahama mentioned it about national service personnel going through military training.
Exactly. You stated this.
Yes, I've said this some time ago.
Right.
It is one of the best thing that matter in recent times. Alaska. Adiaba kwa a boy form beside all the corruption and indiscipline.
That's right.
Any greed. And unfortunately, military training now you can't want seven so mention a problem or home.
And wouldn't go on.
Say who ha your food no Alaska sign money chum.
Of course I should go on not reality down.
Yes, Ghana Kwana ya the Timbalog to Nipa Konhuno the Dimrika military training. Alaska. We see, so if president is requesting say national service personnel will go for military training, then we need to retool the entire military manual idea training, Now who say instill discipline. Because at the heart of military training, I discipline. Of South Korea and other countries where national service and as a military training, I compulsory now. Do you know why the omoyasa? I discipline no. And yes, I will come and walk quiet now kusion to and discipline.
Wow.
So we are better still, but the question I'm asking is Alaska in recent times. Soldier for no mobile how disciplined are they?
They are not.
So how far will be a national service? Say on military training. Now without looking at the military training itself, putting it in focus, another day you'll be mixing the point. It will become a waste of time.
They wouldn't go but make impact.
No, I won't answer back of fruit, Miyako fat the Chebako who has or Bako Afenyo Markins. I think you see it's good this proposal has come because I have said it some time ago.
That's right.
But I think sir, we need to look at the training aspect of it all. Because the core I say it's a central idea behind all these things. You bet me still discipline. Say ya o take professional way ya. O bet me ya adwuma ye ni ye. And right now me catch you be say you can about 24-hour economy. It's good, it's best. It will transform because every economy anywhere in the world biano people must work extra hours overnight. Because in that industries, that's how it thrives. But Alaska, I'm also concerned about working hours. 8 hours now. I'm for you 12 hours. Productive output.
That's right.
Obi betime kwa adwuma from an apostle adwumra or te phone so hwa TikTok. Obi kura okoduro adwuma no akra na okofie. Working time no obi de conversity ne mpananom on namamoso because there is no system mechanism in place. Check is a nipa na ba adwuma mu. Ukotwe uti na akọ. Eno ano no. But elsewhere, Alaska, o'clock in na say yes, we adwuma for 8 hours. Broni betu aka 8 hours no. You will sweat for 7 hours.
That's right.
You will sweat. 92.3. And how to ensure this? We need to put up systems. Alaska. We want you to stay. This clock in, clock out. we can introduce it here. Now, no, na me cannot obviously na say Ghana need to clock it in or pon no clock it. No. Say the person in near tia now so chance when near to China. Knowing who we are and our attitude, you make sure say every 2 hours be a Ghana and be a word will clock in.
Okay.
Every 2 hours be you clock in. So I know the data na available no. And then I control a bit so and the one clock in obia no one contokwa edo akatua who deserve no more calculation no more abrew.
Wow.
O mine no more is there a solution to all these things?
So there must be KPI.
Exactly. And if you're able, because I have read around a lot of stuff since this economic debate started. Me know who obia professor na doctor na obia researcher be wetimi atena se atimi agage the productive hours and as the productive output of from our working hours in this country. Say Ghana for 1 hour. What is the level of productive output? We should be able to measure these things. And this, whenever you extend it to cover 24 hours, then you know, say it will maximize. And yes, sir, you create shift, put people in there. And I don't cry. I feel no more than way. So I could bank a penny.
That's right.
Security for no mujina anymore. What are they supposed to do?
I'm no Udua almost or receive.
Yes.
To me be
yes, and their job is to also scan around. Because for a bar police in no ukretu when we first started Alaska okwa security no unkono not baby ejina ne phone so yet TikTok just security awareness could be in the.
That's right.
Edubate na yakọ na de besiesie awie security to also anti security ni ho awareness no enni ho. So I think these are some of the things I may say we need to reset this country. Reset, it includes a lot.
That's right.
And we must stay focused. Now that yahu the real state of this country, now President Mahama so I'm making assurances because so far one of the boldest decisions I'm very happy with it. This debt restructuring I call so pensioners amatena ha ka ho asama na no February we omo ye di nyina obomode atu omo nyina aka
some promises
July odubetu omo ka. That is how you rebuild confidence. Because pensioners merwafo ne na sefo no na president na old government in doma no munim da obetu omo ka wo.
That's right.
But swiftly these interventions will bring back hope. Say indeed, promises will make it say about to rebuild Ghana, bring back confidence, and make sure say the hardship Ghana for abiding recklessness in Tinodo Makwashemno, Alaska obey you more film through prudent economic management and decisions. And that's exactly how it's going. And I know it is a Markin way. Blankson,
that's right.
Or social media or celebrity. Because right. This is a guy who brought his money to buy bond. No, he said bond is the most safest and the most secured investment anywhere in the world.
Ghanaian American.
Yes. You got auto bond now, Alaska.
Comedian.
All that you need, your coupon and your rate, no time. Now to baby. Say a Jabato we are CEO won't fahon and your stock and now now there are fluctuation. No. Bond there is secured. But Akufo Addo nkwana betire wu say bond dey secured. Yes, bond dey secured. Ekofa this because the gentleman school na otiye no. Oni sika da bia me di teacher nika me yesay. So ohu is an nyansem no beto bond. So monthly earnings no and o dey go school no buy. Oba en ye lock in which means the school is so you.
And he was even told this as the man onto a bribe.
And say na aban na connection for aban na we rafi aban na be say ko na connection for aban for the contractors.
That's right.
Aye frewa yes we sika no if you can let go 20% there kwa koju sika amount na say ya de kodu Jubilee House.
That's right.
How person who president ko tua gate fee won ho bro ni bia o ye video social media na say for Alaska baby ya free bar no and okaya wabambebu. So we need to take inspiration from Niama Yakom Nyina. Now you're making sure that this time round, until the government trips and decided to go rogue, you have a responsibility to ensure that we build Ghana we all envision together. We are not building it for ourselves, but for the generation yet to come. Because your failure, and the generation coming.
Right.
And why are you incumbent on President Mahama say the trust, the massive trust that Ghana for repose in him, you know, I'm happy the way he's going, but he should not relent. He should continue and make sure, sir, he deliver on the mandate and the assurances that he gave to the people of this country, including corruption. May on my update on Aura.
That's right.
I swiftly know said all documents have been handed over to the Attorney General just to ensure, say, about investigating and any possible prosecution must be carried out just to ensure, say, yes, send that conventional deterrence, those red lines, you know, to people in this present government. Say, it's not business as usual. The idea so cool be a yasini adeda no da utwa na ho ahia ni nyina no na wo dwene se one day wu na abedam na obi so twa ho ahia na so wo kwa amanfo aye no do adwene se obi ma wa aye sa na tie e so banyansafo ye bunu be ye nka na sem ko obi aye no a date bi beduru a e be kasa ye kwa Alaska aye it's possible that's it anya da bia na be ko obi aye obi so ba wo de so ene ye arrest obi a ye prosecute obi no what why so be guidance ofuma the same way to wait for you and for being fight against corruption must not be politicized, must not have partisan colorization, must not be out of political expediency. We need to go all out aggressively to pursue this social cancer that has been eating deep into the fabrics of our society. Because you and I, because of corruption. Sika at the end of the day, echo individuals bottom. Some time ago, maybe 10 make figures in the show. Alaska, I'm saying. Basis.
That's right.
It means over 18 billion.
That's right.
But you see, I'm not say President Mahama can say in the next 4 years, Ghana debt servicing, we are going to pay over 250 billion Ghana cedis because abano ochamuno ebo no default. The last I was telling you, after COVID, Ghana is the second country post your friends COVID after Zambia to declare bankruptcy. Since then, your debt, your friends and servicing, relenting, you know.
That's right.
But in the next 4 years, Sikani never no at the pressure, the same proposal is about Tenefie, can pressure to the same government. Almost to a kind of quite no.
That's right.
Bravo Bonia, Afenyo Markins, class some of the parliament.
That's right.
Obia Attorney General, what Basse, Bisana question. Say he has capacity to deliver an answer.
And I don't know when that has ever happened.
That is where we've gotten to now. And I'm a catcher of a Ghana for a serious so Emma and Kra and Merwafo, you not take a key interest in politics. So, and then, Omo Baba Shavet. No Muslim class, same way now, Afenyo Markins to where ya, or Mobambu, and then crass but there are serious pressing issues affecting Ghana for the expect to see serious minded individuals in parliament doing serious business. Even when the chairman of the committee, you know, fully offended, you know, Alaska as a colleague or catch them as seminar or can, you know, when Seka, no, withdraw because a capricious and when Seka, no, a tiame. Alaska, me no tell me can some like affected with dignity.
You have to
say me can say be na me opinion na kasa mentwen san na based on the fact me wono meti na kasa mentwen san but me okasa makasa tia wa I don't know obi ane asem o kan etia no nti say o colleague catch us asem na o kan etia no na twen san ya na say wonya arrogant. The best thing you can do, oh sorry I didn't intend to, you move on. Also I'm twen san. And that tells you that these people are not ready to even learn anything. And if they continue on this trajectory, they will live in opposition forever. Because you see, when you are in opposition, you need to tone down, do sober reflection, speak to attract what your friend is saying, a sympathy from people. Because politics, you know, it's not just about mrani gidigidu. Sometimes sympathy is very key.
Right.
That is why Abra national way for no call can operate fear no. Now I was angry because Ebasana you give him motivation to draw public sympathy and then you divert attention from what he has done.
That's right.
What has here? So characters like Afenyo Markins and co, NPP as a political party will have to sit down and realize that they are in opposition. Ebi antitim from when so. Now one way opposition was arrogance you know more they better now there. They will stay there for long. And we want to rebuild the Ghana we all want. A Ghana of our own design, a Ghana of our own creation. And that is what we seek.
The minority is John Dramani Mahama say obekriti adwuma, but oba so obe pama man for adwuma.
Yeah, Alaska. I think it's a conversation a surface here.
That's right.
And it has several dimensions. There are those who are looking at the moral aspect. There are those looking at the political aspect. And there are those looking to equalize. Alaska, the whole essence of establishing a government, the goal is yebetimi aba na yama nipa nya adwuma ye na productive output no betimi ama man na koso na nipa no so mo ye adwuma no so no o mabrabo akoyie.
That's right.
Until obia ti o man mu a the open so benya adwuma ye. But unfortunately, in that part of the world, no such opportunities are available, sir. So always you see this rush obia try to get in when government change and nase fornoma. But Alaska, there is this saying, say he who comes
with equity
must come
with clean hands.
Exactly. And it's say obi ewo abaimu na say new government aba. Now because of that, nipa no nkofia say wo ene towa ebe obedi yawo.
Exactly.
Let us be very honest with ourselves. Because ebi akra kwan na wo fa so share mu no in as much as wo pa adwuma no wan nwene ho kra hu the time na ye do share mu say na tie. But nipa na offer adwuma no at the time no knew very well what they were doing.
Okay.
Nipa na offer adwuma at that time no, they knew what they were up against. And it was deliberate, it was intentional, it was just a way of yansisa ngusu no ba ontimi nya ho hwe. Alaska, I believe in principle of fairness.
Okay.
And you see, this politics of equalization, you know, is unnecessary. But some point, you know, you need to infer. I'm inferring because I'm going to make a point. So Bakaya Osafo Mafo Asia transition team ever year press conference, and in recent times I've seen the video going viral. Man for airbo back. All can say John Mahama in 2016 abra okono na ban no fa nkrofo bi de omo hihya ban num na omo maba no, they don't even know their budget. They don't know say the name besi akọ.
Okay, no.
We have a payroll for every department and every sector institution in this country. So if I'm appointed a new minister and your payroll, you are not on the payroll till December, the day of the election, and you're going to appear on the payroll for January, when were you engaged in that particular thing? You are going to create a problem. If names appear on the payroll after December, we definitely will lay them off quietly.
So papa ya na no nwi a oka asem we a wabo amayetie was seeking to justify say ethically and morally no enya right, because sikasem no kwa enya hu ya hu ye enti ye ne be take over. Give us that opportunity to evaluate nipa no se ye be fa say na se ye be fa say na mom won se ngu ye so. Alaska obi make such a statement what in China okasa wow, yes, he's right, that's good, because it makes sense.
That's right.
So sad nipa no should be onyansafo to the stand say ono aba no, you will not end up creating the same agenda we complaining no when you are hesitant.
Right.
What does America no? You know say morally no, and now in terms of governance we know and you're right. Say the air corner jaubi, because we need more budget, we need more left and right and as for no. So in a society where conscience a year juma near the the last thing you do is to pack people in various positions and go, because what criticize it, your tape videos are out there.
Know your track records.
Knowing your track record. And in recent time we yahusa nema we bi na no na meka abra President Akufo Addo na single spine salary structure has been in the pipeline for so long. When implemented that yet to aba na ban lusu ye no pe, then the implementation came and oja no hokọ. So President Mel so obenya sika wo wiemo, so obenya sika wo, he didn't care. And how to go ni so Alaska at the time no we are president, how dare you go and tell what I say single salary structure now mo ye matwam you become the enemy of the people.
That's right.
So Mills government was forced to implement the single spine.
At the same time, Anno increasing salary to by 40%.
Exactly, no Jan Hokoye. And no Jan Hokoye. So abro nipa na say me bo abro ja ho. So abro osafuma for can say asem no. Some of us thought na corrective measures are going forward, you know. I think even the Transition Act, you know, can amended then. Now my catch was create a freeze period. So from 7th of December to 7th of January. Sir, about one bekosono. It should be a freeze period within the Transition Act. Sebaya, no employment be because within that period.
Even IMF we could not quite new opposite was so fast
Alaska. So the thing is, you see, one who say I am mistaken, no, then you give it a proper legislation so that within that period. But Obuja and Hokoi or no be corona was say nipa gum. Then the same people come back and activate a certain moral argument to say. Now omo ewo ma muso mu nkwotena fie no omo nya Ghana for obi anka so mu ye Togo for but Alaska, the standard you set, you know, that is the same standard you are being judged with. And you yes, people within the middle space, you know, can complain, people can make legitimate argument, but you group of people now mobile saying you have no moral designation to hold press conferences making statements say aban way because you did the same thing.
Right.
And Alaska, me problem is say amamo na ye bu no yensua de yensua nyansa wom. This particular thing should not be a problem for us. Going forward, let us look at the Transition Act. Ye amend no. Now you make sure say we have that freeze period. So 1 month, abayam for nipa, nothing will happen in this country.
No. That's right.
A period of 1 month. But you see, constitutional framers in Wahu, they thought say, Obi by president, I will nyansa. So on they will not be doing things foolishly. I may impede the progress of the country. That is why Omuja those things say, as a person in Sanidia, they will exercise wise discretion. But Alaska, I catch it in recent times, there are enough evidence out there to prove sufficiently say. Nipo Moko Jubilee House Cody President in 2.3. Because in the last 8 years, the Yehu Okroma say that makes that particular statement contestable. And the new thing are going forward, you know, some of these laws must be invented.
Okay.
Say prevent similar thing because at the end of the day, the people at the center of these things, you know, Ghana for it doesn't matter how your NDC or your NPP, the Ghanaian factor no, is there. And I know the day say or go through this experience I had no.
That's right.
When you do man no be from make and crabby a sign jusika and your pian will do shame. I bind the buy or say Yamfa and Papa's on the fire. You are doing your politics, but the Ghanaian no your Ghana you know and all suffer irrespective of the political color. It's unnecessary.
That's right.
So I think say we need to avoid this thing and make it stop and the solution made a man when then say amend the way act the Transition Act no
right
now you freeze period in shame say going forward we are from that day until new government takes over no appointment, no recruitment, no hair, even though president no onions and handy over and or you're still president.
That's right.
But there is a new president elect. Ghana your politics, they cannot work in collaboration. It's not possible.
That's right.
And the best thing to do to remedy the situation is to come up with that particular freeze period within the Transition Act. You're talking about we are confirmed say ever handy over no
right.
Give that power to the incoming government to do that. Now papa ya obo ni tape one na numi kuha ya osafuma afu ya obeye that particular press conference justifying say we do you know what he did? Oba ya kwasisa na ma ebe creative positions are any ho and I don't which is shame.
At the time he was telling us that the public sector and
Ayama Alaska, this is our Buro people. I call some Mobasha Mumu. Memeti or Safuma from Kanama Yakranamo Primary School. Mekai Gross, your friends say, Macmillan Dictionary, secondary school town. We were kids somewhere.
That's right.
This person has been hovering around the corridors of power till say Okwaku. Now they don't want to answer our team. All the Kwaku. Alaska, we need to end some of this nonsense. Now you're making sure, say, we are working for Ghana, and Ghana will progress. And at the end of the day, average ordinary Ghanaian, home or abroad, wherever people, I want to Kwanya few, but Omo said the name. Let us work to straighten things up. There are people who are on the capital, they want to come back Ghana and invest. Alaska corruption, about the secure background, we better bribe answer. Port on near money and so forth. So I think the government has a lot to do, just to review a lot of things, just to ensure life become less cumbersome for the average and ordinary Ghanaian, so that Ghana new home batono.
Yes, you want to 24-hour economy and I'm moving crop over doom.
Oh, na se 24-hour economy na deba ni yiem yenti na deba wo. Na se obegina parliament na se otimi ebi wano eka se 2 months ban betina so. Na otimi di gina parliament etimi di statement say ejuma na eka se deba no ejuma na ewo hin. It clearly means a nipa na crowd.
Knowing very well, sir, budget to crown now. Budget is yet to present his budget about Juma.
That is it. We are coming to create not the 80 identify. No baby Gina no anyway, cancel. Knowing very well. Say Siano, the kind of challenge I face is here regards to the energy sector no. A more creation. But you see, Sana Yesi Kano, they will run away from it. And they'll begin to shift the goalposts. And when they shift the goalposts, so if you are not so smart, so you bring them back and tell them in their face, they won't hear some better now. Now, also you play to the gallery now, they will mislead almost everybody. Ejuma sama yeke. Yen say, yen na Ghana for. Bawon sadia eba be ya abatros eba be dan ko. Se ko ba ne se aban bi ba na se aban bi kwa na se ko ba ne se nipa dodo e wo se fo mu dwuma fo mu dwuma mu a emra okọ no e no person de se ankofo ni nyina e de hye ho no na akwa se ababe ya adesua e de ada aban bi so no a menua avanka se sanka be ya na sanka legislation betimi aba what ya se betimi etimi akata sa anya ma no so se na be betimi anya nemba pepepe se na be bia betimi akọ ne kan se na wo se sikọ na ho. You see, in United say the governance of the country nankasa nipa na mbu ni yi in the kind of opportunity also creating when me create this opportunity no enti kwa okona wanso ho da yesa obekom eye ne say so wentimi anye bibi enimani ya amfa so bibia no a ne kona ebe den so besa ni chaiden ababa the essence of water ekofa sa ni ma we nyina de ba nankasa nya bro ani biye na so be a create over 5,600 megawatts of energy. Ama one saka say a excess capacity. What you say? One kasa in your speech no. One also can say doom so etu chaye before some mobile in the year 2016. Bawumia kasa nenum sem too.
That's right.
Ne maintenance was some ye. My maintenance 3 months ago. Jina pass more can so say. And you fu any be any on more, and as a crude or any video near power by maintenance work and a year. Now, food say because of thoughts and send a see our says economy. Energy, our honor, your taxing system will be beer or down, send a sister fata. Nas a Juma or Honma, will you be in the haste? Said the went to me, you know, and when you are a fan of Edward Beshon, so maybe Juma by force. And media going forward, no, you very well say we should be able to create a certain environment because you see this thing, no. And affect NDC and affect NPP for pay. Because some of the people that will take it or leave it, no, a be and crop for.
That's right.
But you see, the issue say we nipa now we nipa no. A idea Safata say was a can wasem Alaska. Because I remember in the year 1996, me was a lie e wa alaju. Now me was a lie e wa alaju. Do you know the reason why I went to alaju? It was because we were going to look for recruitment to the Ghana Police Service. And it was not about, say, a particular class of people and the aircon Agiomo. Satan a police ni, Mr. Father police ni.
Okay.
Me a police ni, Mr. Mother police ni, or what? You understand? We could have used that means to enter.
To have your way.
Yes, we went and queue. And everybody went there to queue. You better show caps. You better show nine AC form. You better show unipedia. And those who qualify, they were picking them. And that is how come I'm using the police as an 1990s as an example, because that is what at that time I avail myself to. And governance was not only limited to people that were in power, or for you to qualify to get job. It was not limited to certain class of people.
Okay.
Obia we are gonna need what this year any crack or crow in Semono. I'm not sure. Net2 page will be doing the idea. Benne. When we come to the government sector, I baby any yentino, and it says, I quack or yes, say. So, who by be a jumu choir? Never say, what by a war on and so wait me, Juma, and some Crofaka go busu or any this of his own page, Juma, and then more money, and Kamoya and Yamapam will be a year Juma, also in Juma, and go Mama was some Crofaka will be a friend say, a friend say, Independence Square.
That's right.
And a cocoa you say, and we are mutimum friends and mutimum Juma. Na democrat na ko na mo creating so na nso ko wie sen ana mutimuchi omoka ana enkola na wo himfa.
Thanks for watching. Like and share the video. You can also drop your comment. Please don't forget to subscribe. Click on the bell to turn on the notification.